You would have seen it before.
And ladies and gentlemen,
whoa, that's so
we're
different.
live, 4 o'clock p.m., January 4th,
Horrible.
Canoga Park, California, 2LaneLIVE headquarters, and we are live with Kiki Azim. Kiki, what do you do? What's up? What are you up to?
I am here finally reuniting with you guys. I haven't seen you in 2 months. It's felt like so long.
What a great thing that we met Kiki in Pioneer Town?
Pioneer Town, 29 Palms.
And she comes walking in like a tornado and just like right away she was like our sister.
Where's the party?
Yeah, let's hang out, hugs everywhere, this and that.
Wow.
Now you're in our studio hanging out with us.
I know. I am so happy to be here, fuckers. It's great.
Well, before we get started, the drop was great this last week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And before you get started,
We didn't have a drop, did we?
this episode is brought to you by
There
Eagle
you go.
Rider Motorcycle Rentals and Tours. Don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com under the Eagle Rider tab to see how you can book a trip, save some money, and have a good time while you're at it.
Don't drink and ride.
Now we go. Now we go.
And it's the first, isn't it the first of the year?
It is.
Yes, you are actually the first one of the year.
And we're blessed to have you. And actually, you're also here at a time that's really cool for us because we started, our first drop was March 4th of 2020, something like that, or 7th. And we counted, Tuesday? And we're at 199. So our 200th drop is going to happen next week. And you kicked it off with this.
Baby!
200th Wednesday drop.
But what you said wasn't our drop yesterday great?
Yeah, it was horrible.
But that was the first time we never had a drop.
That's right.
On a Wednesday.
In 4 years.
And we did it on purpose.
We did it on
We've
purpose.
quit. We're retiring. We're done.
We're going to do straight YouTube live.
This is our season finale.
So, yeah, you know what? I'm really stoked that Kiki wore her hat. I mean, that's awesome. She looks great in the hat. So I'm going to tip my hat to you and say yes.
Oh, you could say yeehaw, baby.
Yeehaw.
Well, let's just dive into it. So
Yeah.
we met her at 29 Palms. I think there's a bike reveal coming out by Harley on the 24th. And if you stay tuned to 2LaneLIVE, a couple of other folks, Cycle Fanatics, Just GQ, Blockhead, you might see some extra content around these bikes
Right after.
an hour after.
Right.
So it could be cool. But that was a fun shoot, right?
It was really fun.
And you got
and
to meet everyone, and
it actually felt like this. Like
Yeah.
they paid us to hang out with our friends.
Right.
But I'm not
right.
getting paid today, just so you know, guys. This is just
but you are paying. You're getting paid in a different way, and you'll find out later.
oh gosh.
Of all the hearts you're going to give
Right.
your wisdom to, I
Guys.
think that's going to be payment.
I mean, Galen and I came up with this concept of 2LaneLIVE. We started riding and we wanted to inspire people to get out and find the open road. Now that was like it. We're riding this and that. And we started doing these lives, and our first ones were really terrible, but they've gotten better and better over
they're
time.
funny. They weren't terrible.
But this whole thing happened with places we met, people we met, places we met, places we went, and people we met. We started getting these people coming up to us saying, "You've changed my life. My father and I are riding. My daughter and I are riding together. Someone had cancer and they did this, and they were thanking us. And now we're going, what's going on here? Like, it's just gotten better and better. And we've been so inspired by the people out there. It's amazing. And it just blows my mind. When you came walking on the set, you weren't just like, you were like, "Hey, everybody, I'm here. Who are you guys?" It was like this boom. And it's happening all the time.
I guess the community, and we talk about this a lot, right? We wouldn't have met you really had it not been for the community. And then to hear your story and to dive into your website and know that you're a founder of something that's really super cool and you're giving back your own way, notwithstanding the challenges of health that you have. So I think we're going to have a nice conversation today, because there's some things I learned by talking with you just earlier about bullseyes and all sorts of things. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing in Pakistan and what brought you to the U.S. and
Well, I was born and raised in Pakistan, and 1983, baby. Yeah, this bitch is 40. Yeah.
I didn't even graduate high school. That's how old I am.
But no, I grew up there, daughter of a 3-star general, 4 sisters. Dad didn't have a son, so I did my very best. And it was quite a strict upbringing, as you can imagine, and a lot of like, you can't do this, you can't do that, watch out what people say, it's really everything in that culture is based on what people think, and that holds you back your whole life. And just growing up, I was actually on the way here, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she, I was telling her that I lost one of my closest friends when I was 8 or 9 years old, and then that just did it for me. I was like, oh my God, we can die. We can die. And I didn't get to tell them I love them. I didn't get to do all the things I wanted with them. And you just get so fucked. And you were like, okay, I gotta live every minute, every minute to the max. I gotta love hard. I gotta tell that stranger that dress is just killer.
Right.
I gotta tell that grandma, her smile. Oh my God, I melt. That's ride the ride, do the damn thing. You don't have tomorrow. That's what growing up there taught me. And then I was just always myself. And the
Were
weirdo.
you riding motorcycles back then?
Not legally, no, sir. Definitely a passenger, but yeah. Dad was hoping, the fighter jets would come one day, but no. No.
The fighter. Oh, that would have been interesting.
I know. I was like, Dad, I can't do math. I just can't. So,
How old were you when you came here?
so long ago, so old now. It was I think I was 27, 28.
Wow.
So yeah, 12, 13
Wow.
years ago, I moved to Portland, Oregon. And I was able to that's where it happened. I didn't have a work visa, so I was just traveling, and I had the opportunity to just be free and volunteer at all the first of everything. First, just attend the first babes, the first petrolets, every first event, just be there and see the beginning and the start of it.
Did you come here alone?
I didn't. I came with my ex-husband, but he sucks. So
Why Oregon?
gosh, because Nike is there, and he was working for Nike.
Oh,
Because he
okay.
sucks. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, now that we established that he sucks.
I'm just kidding. He's great.
Wow.
I mean, wow. what a
Well, so that
story,
brought me
right?
here. So he doesn't suck that much. He brought me to America.
And your
had a
family's
good
still in
life.
Pakistan, or they?
Everyone's there, between there, and I have some sisters in Dubai also. But yeah.
See,
I make
that's
sure-
gnarly to me. Takes a lot to do that. Just that alone. Leave your family, go to another country, even if it's with that suckhead.
Mhm.
You're here now. Now you're living your own life.
Yeah, when you put it that way, holy shish kebabs. I
Yeah.
did it. It's
I did it too, but I only went from Utah to California.
Right.
oh my
And that
God,
was,
Utah.
But
That's like Pakistan, babe.
it's
It really
You
is.
think?
Oh yeah, there's some hard rules there too. But
Yeah.
God, I love
Oh,
it.
that
Utah's
way.
a freaking best. It's actually my favorite state.
but it is hard when you leave family,
It is.
and maybe a little harder since you got a divorce. Maybe it was easier. I don't know.
Well, I am the favorite.
Of course.
So it was really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. on the
Yeah, I
family.
mean, if I was your mom and dad, I'd be like, see, my parents left Lebanon. My grandparents
Oh my God.
left
I
Lebanon.
love that.
My dad was born here, but their whole family came. So everyone was together. So I grew up in this huge family
That's beautiful.
that hung out, but no one was, hey, I left my dad or that's
No.
tough.
Yeah, well, my family. It was, I was really close to everyone growing
Yeah.
up, and I do love and miss my dad a lot. He's 91 years old now.
That's how old my dad is.
She's way younger than you.
I know. Yes. My dad had his kids young.
You're young at heart.
So what about the motorcycle? How did that start? Was that dirt bikes? Was that
That was actually a real tragic story. Yay.
Really?
I'm better at talking about it now. As before, I wasn't. It was harder, but therapy is a wonderful thing, guys.
Mhm.
Just so you know, FYI. But yeah, I wasn't riding legally, and just here and there on the back of friends' bikes in
Mhm.
France and stuff. But I think when I was 23, I was in a car crash in a tunnel in Italy, and we sadly took the life of a motorcyclist. And And it was a very different life to take, actually, because you just wonder. It was the first time I felt like not one person died that day. I felt like so many lives were touched by his death. And, it was an accident. It wasn't, we stopped just in time, but then everyone else behind us, bam, bam, bam. And then he was crushed on the spot. And so, yeah, I promised his departed soul that I don't know why he's on a fucking bike, but I'm going to do it.
Really?
I'm going to get my motorcycle license before I'm 30. I was like, I got so much time. And that, yeah, so his soul just continues, his spirit can continue to ride with me. And that's the only way I could find in that moment to honor him. And
Wow.
so, 30s came by so fast. I was like, oh, shit. So, yeah, it's been almost 11 years I've been riding. And it's thanks to this absolutely life-changing and tragic event, but something really beautiful came out of it. And
Yeah.
I like to live my life like that. From tragedy, fucking rise, baby, phoenix from the ashes.
Well, I mean, that's how you got to do it.
I have to just tell you, when people hear that story, I mean, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you sharing, because I know that wasn't hard or easy. It's been hard, and it tells me a bit about you.
She's a fighter and a liver.
She's a little cray-cray.
And with
No,
that,
I'm
thank
kidding.
you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. So then you got on the bike, got your license, and I've seen pictures of you on dirt bikes. I've seen you on like
all of it.
Yeah.
Monkeys, dirt, pit, everything, electric. Yeah, it's got an engine, it's got 2 wheels.
You're on it.
I'm on it. Oh God. And why do we hate scooters so much? Like, I love scooters. So I'm
like
that girl on the
scooters. They're
Harley. I
fun.
see a scooter, I'm like,
yeah.
Why don't we do a cross-country trip
We've
with
talked
you on
about
scooters?
doing
Oh my God, I would
across
love
mini
that.
bikes.
I've been
across
trying to
the
get you to
country.
do that
are
for
in.
years.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
let's
of my
do it.
monkey bike right now. Oh gosh, guys, you don't even know.
So what's your current bike? Like Harley?
I've had my Sportster for 9 years now.
Wow.
And I've had other bikes, obviously, and still do. One is in Oregon with a very good friend of mine, Benny, and he's taking care of it until I can get it down here. And I used to have a monkey bike, which was my pride and joy. Thing got stolen the day I told him I was getting divorced.
Ah.
Do the math, baby.
You just got your bike back.
I did. I got my Harley stolen on Christmas. The Grinch came for me. I don't know why. I've been such a good girl. Really pathetic. But anyway, the guy who stole it, instant karma, baby. He crashed and dumped the bike on the highway. So
Good for him.
Yeah.
But he ruined your bike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
the
you know
bike's
what?
torn up a little bit.
But it's back, baby. It's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, she's been through everything. And that's another thing. Like that bike, it's salvage too. So I didn't have great insurance on it. They're not going to give me shit for it.
Right.
So I'm just like, it's okay. That thing has been battered, bruised, broken.
We're gonna have to find you some parts.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We know some people.
We know some people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now, Josh had to go through that same stolen experience about
Yeah.
a year and a half ago.
Probably a year and a half.
year
I
ago?
mean, it was financed, so it had full coverage. But 8 weeks later, they tried to accuse me of insurance fraud. I'm like, I use this bike to make a living. I love this bike. You're guaranteed to lose no matter what. And eventually got a bike. But
I'll
it
never
was-
forget.
We got a phone call.
Yeah,
and
I'll
said,
never forget
"Hey,
that."
I think your bike's behind the food truck on
Oh, yeah.
Skirball."
we had people looking out on kind of both sides. So there was a lot of eyes out. And I think just because of the internet stuff, day and a half, 2 days it was found. But me and Galen, I get the call. I'm at my desk. Galen and I hop in the truck, and it was Sepulveda. So 15, 20 minutes. We got there in 10. We pull up. I'm like, that's not my bike. Because they switched the saddlebags and the fenders and cut my suspension reservoirs and all this weird shit. But it was. But insurance, again, tried to fuck me. So
Yeah. I mean, you got a
Yeah.
custom bike, babe. What are you complaining
Yeah.
about?
I
Seriously,
know.
that's great. No.
I'll
Holy
never forget the
shit.
phone call you called in the morning. Go, my bike got stolen. I'm like, bullshit.
oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, no, my bike got
It
stolen.
got stolen.
Liar.
Mhm.
That sucks.
Out of
Isn't
a
it
gated
just the most
complex.
violating feeling? Nothing
Yes.
has been
Yeah.
stolen from me that makes me feel like I do when I get my bike stolen. Like that's just
Yeah.
a vital organ, like
For
an
sure.
extension of my freaking spirit. How
Well, horse thieves back in the day, they were hung, hang them high.
I'm up
So you
for
want
it.
to hang bike thieves?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
dude,
let's
I got
hang
that
it.
motherfucker's photo. I'm making him famous. Trust.
Do you have a photo?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Airdrop it to him.
Uh-huh. Seriously, guys.
So
watch out.
let's talk a little bit about you have a website and you have a foundation. Tell us a little bit about that, the name and where people can find you, and then I think as part of this story, correct me if I'm wrong, you found your way to get a motorcycle license, you ride, and then I can't wait to hear about how you set this foundation up and why there's a purpose behind it for emergency help, for medical, for people needing jobs, and I want
Yeah,
to dive into
no,
that
just-
story.
So another beautiful, beautiful tragic story, but this one probably get me a little more sad.
I asked you earlier if we can
I
go
know,
deep.
but it's so
Yeah.
beautiful, and I want to always talk about her. I started Rebels with a Cause a few years ago. I lost my best friend, Kaylee Hankins, and her nickname was Little Rebel. She is the most spirited, wild, beautiful, loving human being in the motorcycle community and out of it. And she really gave her soul to motorcycles, and we raced together. We'd meet each other anywhere. She'd be like, "Babe, I'm flying to Utah." That was one of our favorite trips.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
flying to Utah. She's British, and so I was planning a trip to Pakistan. She's like, "We're doing the Himalayas together, promise." I was like, "Pinky promise, baby, not without you," because she wanted to discover my country, Pakistan, and then the year I was supposed to go with her, we both got sick. We both got very sick, and we were like, "Oh, we'll put this on the the backbench for now." And she got sicker, and she died in 2020 by cancer. Got her. So I was just like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" 31 years old.
Wow.
Have her ashes in here. My
Oh,
little
that's
Oh, really?
always with me. And yeah, so her nickname was Little Rebel because she just oh gosh, us two together, fireworks, just like
Not trouble, just
Crazy.
fireworks.
trouble times two, people would say. Oh my god, they'd be like, "Trouble Square is here."
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And so yeah, she didn't make it to the trip, but I was like, I'm going to do something better than just travel to Pakistan and discover these epic roads and all these great things. I was like, I want this to be something that'll carry on for Kaylee, in Kaylee's honor as well. So Rebel started, and I just wanted to do everything that I love, which is go riding off the beaten path,
Right.
and just do things that I love, which is shooting photographs. Like I love shooting.
Right.
Gosh, documenting, love it. And life is so precious. I just document every goddamn thing. That's why I have so many photos and videos of every goddamn person. So if you die, honey, oh my god, I got you. I was going back and looking. I was like, it'll feel like you never died. That's
Wow.
how I feel about Kaylee too.
That's
So
awesome.
talk a little bit about the give back and how you're helping the community in Pakistan when you do these tours.
Well, in Pakistan, we lack so much. We lack basic clean water. That's where we're at. We're not even trying to yet, educate kids in open schools because, water is such an important thing. Why are parents having to still, bury their kids because they died of E. coli or like some horrible bacteria in the water? That's not right in 2023, 24. That's not okay. So by bringing Rebels, we travel every year to Pakistan. We do fundraisers, we raise money. We have a beautiful fiscal sponsor, Engines for Change. They're like our little umbrella, and we're under them, and they give us that 501c3 status, so more people want to give and help us bring, whether it's wheelchairs to disabled children in Pakistan, or like, disabled children don't even, or when they're born, they don't even get an ID card. They're not a birth. They don't get a birth certificate. We're still there, where it's like such a shameful thing to have I'm so
Mentally
sorry.
challenged.
I'm mental. You said it, baby.
Yeah.
I'm like dead. It's not, I'll have dips in energy. So that'll. But also, it's a cause that's close to my heart because, you know, I'm getting sicker and sicker and less able-bodied, and I wanted to just be able to give freedom to people who actually are just bedridden their whole lives. Parents keep their children who are, you know, mentally handicapped, or they don't even start mentally handicapped. They're, you know, just physically handicapped, but because they're ostracized from society, they lose their, you know, skill and all of that. So then, oh gosh, so, you know, you kind of like, you bring two wheels to these kiddos and it changes their whole world, opens up, you know.
Wow.
Like they start to build relationships. Like when we go to schools, we open schools, we expand schools. That's what we do as well. We bring solar panels for people because we don't even have freaking electricity, motherfuckers.
Where have you brought water though?
Oh, so we have a lot of the water filters are from Waves for Water, and they're donated every year by, I mean, we all know David Chang of Cafe Racers of Instagram. He is a darling. He hasn't been able to come on the trip yet, but he always sends me with each water filter. Let me tell you, is 1 million gallons of clean water.
Wow.
1 million gallons, guys, without any waste, no plastic waste. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
So when we have 50 million people touched or homeless from the floods that we have in Pakistan or anything like that, boom.
Wow.
30 filters, that's 30 million gallons of clean water for people.
Wow.
Without, you know, dropping like so much waste with all that plastic
Is that
stuff.
link in here? Like if anyone wanted to donate on this channel?
I think so. I think Josh is, yeah.
I think so. We got quite a few links down there. Is
So
that the butter thing you're showing?
Yeah, butter.
That's butter, baby.
So if anyone wants to go and donate while you're hearing this story, just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you will see you will see it. Like your donation, it's literally full circle. Like, I'm like, hi, look at this, me buying shit. Hi, I'm right here with this, you know, with this entire village and these people. And every year I go back. So I'm like, hi, did you take care of it? Did you backwash it, bro? Like, you know, you got to remind the people. And it's so beautiful because everywhere I go, I like designate like a child from the community. And I'm like, okay, Nafisa.
Oh, you're the boss.
I'm
kid.
like, you're the, yeah. I was like, I'm leaving you in charge, baby.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful because it just starts.
Well, they have a responsibility, and they can help a village, or they can help their friends, or that's great.
Absolutely. I WhatsApp them. I mean, I'm always in touch with everyone back home.
I mean, look, you're a game changer, because you could be sitting on the couch just sulking in the issues that you have with your health. And it takes special people, you know, to find a cause and be passionate about it and not give up when it could be so easy to give up, you know. And think about the impact you've had in these villages and around the world with people seeing the stories.
You're not selfish, that's for sure.
Gosh, honey.
No.
And it's not even
somehow karma has it. Whose karma am I paying for? I want to know. Show yourself.
But it's not even, I mean, I was looking at the website, and there's a female that was riding with you, and you have a testimonial on, and I can't remember her name, I forget, but she served in the war, and she's on the other side of the mountain, and it cleansed her soul. Because she remembered the trauma she had on the other side of the mountain to this side of the mountain, where the beauty and the people and just that trip helped change her life.
It did. And she's one of the most beautiful human beings. And every time we would be somewhere, God, actually so many breathtaking places we see. It's not just the beauty of our cause. Honestly, everywhere you go, the cause doesn't stop. That's what I'm trying to say. It's throughout the whole trip, every mile, there's someone's life being changed because you stop on the side of the road and these kids, you speak English with them, you teach them a couple of things, you give them toffees, and then you teach them that you can't litter because they don't know.
Right.
They don't get plastic stuff, you know. They're
Right.
like, what is
Yeah,
that?
put
They
that in
throw
your
it on the
pocket
ground.
until you.
And you're like, yeah. You're like, no. Do you love your country? Yes, I love my country. You're like, well, you know, don't litter your country. Let's keep Pakistan beautiful. And that alone is such a valuable lesson that their parents don't teach them.
Right.
Schools don't teach them. We're busy trying to just find where the next meal is,
Right.
you know. But yeah, Amy, coming back to her, that was,
I loved her story. It
and
was incredible.
she would just grab my face and we would both just cry. And she'd be like, Kiki, she's like, thank you for bringing me here. And, you know, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't experience this. And it's a life altering trip. And that's exactly, I didn't know what it would be, but it turned out to be that. And I did it while I was at my freaking worst bill of health. And I was like, what's my excuse?
And you honored a friend.
Absolutely. And I'm like, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? What's your excuse? Why the hell are we not doing more good shit? Just takes one person
Right.
with an intention and a good idea, and boom.
I do believe there's more good people than there are bad,
I
but
believe that too.
the ones that act on, they stand out a little bit, you know, and it's like,
I'm a doer, baby.
yes, you are.
Gotta do. We don't have too much time, so we might as well make it an impactful and fun time because it's gotta be fun.
That's true.
Otherwise, there's no freaking point. I do everything with like, my intention is like, is it gonna be fun? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll
Well,
make it fun if it is.
How do you make it fun? How do you get the bikes where you need them? Where do you find what you need to get over there and then have the goods?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
She not only has the bikes, but they have mechanics.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if they're
Yeah.
broken
Just the
down,
best
people are
team.
working on.
We have the
It's-
best team,
yeah.
guys. We hire people who are there, like tour companies who are local. This way, you're like, hey, you know what, guys? Take all the money, use it, resources, hire left, right, center, give jobs, take us through all these villages. Make sure that I know that no school or, you know, little like shelter or something like that doesn't go off our radar. Just make sure that, you know, man, the people who are on this trip, the crew, I mean, I love them.
Yeah.
I love these people. They would, if you're like dangling off the fucking side of a cliff on a mountain, they will save you and give their life in a heartbeat. They won't
Yeah.
even blink twice.
Wow.
The loyalty of the people there and the hospitality, it matches no other place. And I've traveled the world. And I can tell you, like, wow. And that's why I want to change this rhetoric we have of Pakistan. It's just so unfair that we're so conditioned to think that, you know, it's dangerous, it's this, that. Dude, I live in downtown LA. That shit dangerous. It's like,
Right.
holy mother, I don't even know. Like,
But
you know,
that's the news and the media,
God,
you know.
it is.
We've even learned traveling this country. It's nothing like what you hear on TV. They're just beautiful people from coast to coast. It's amazing.
There's nowhere you go where even in the most craziest, like, I don't know where, like middle of butt fuck anywhere, Texas, where they're like not used to having anyone come through. I bet you go there and people will be like, what are you doing for dinner?
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I got an extra room. You wanna, you know?
Especially if you have the hat on.
Absolutely, sir. You know. Pakistani cowboy girl.
Maybe just list off her.
I might need a
Yeah.
list in front of me, but we got Rebels Without a Cause. If you
with
check out
we got causes,
Rebels
baby.
with a Cause,
Without a
I
cause.
got something
Yeah.
else.
Rebels
Um,
with the cause.
And if you check out the video description below here, you'll see all the good stuff.
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
Angel. AINJUL. Because it's like an anagram.
Yes,
Bananagram.
Bananagram.
Yeah, from my
That's an
name. My
anagram.
name is Anjuli. So I took the I after the L and put it after the A, and it's the motherfucking angel.
What did you come up with?
I'm so smart. I'm so witty.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
You've mentioned it a couple times. We posted on the story today. You had your breathing apparatus on to get ready and oxygenated for our good time today.
Whew.
Let's talk a little bit about what you've encountered and some of the challenges with that.
Oh gosh. Guys, don't get bit by a tick. If you do, just don't. If you do, just don't. Just like make sure you remove it like a normal human being and not like me who was just like boop. Because it will change your life forever and it will take away your autonomy and slowly take away the things that you love, and it'll give you about a 1 or 2 hour window in your day to feel like your old self again.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been battling chronic illness for 6-7 years now. I've had fibro, which is an autoimmune illness,
Yep.
for 17-18 years now. It's autoimmune, so not bacterial like chronic Lyme disease. And I think having that already weakened my immune system to the point where it was like, oh shit, I can't fight this. I can't fight this, babe. Yeah. So there we go. We got a bacteria in me that just doesn't die.
So you didn't use a heated needle or anything to get it out. You just flipped the back end
and
out.
I was on one of my favorite trips. It's called the Oregon Run. It's ride, party, repeat. Oh guys. It's the best. It's like you ride 500 miles. I'm with all my boys. It's like, I think in the first year or two, we were like 4 girls and 100 dudes. And so we were with all the chopper dudes and we're just riding 500 miles. We get to a place, we party, we repeat 500 miles the other direction. Just, that was me. Just like,
Wow.
Like getting 4 hours of sleep, hopping on the bike, getting out, so, and not showering for 4 days. You're with the boys. You already know that. We don't really worry about hygiene like that when we were on those long trips with the dudes. So I didn't shower, guys, for 4 days, and I just flicked that thing off, wore my leathers, and didn't think of anything.
So when you flicked it off,
their head was still
the
in there.
head's still in.
gotcha.
And
That's one of the challenges they say when you're out. Like you got to get a needle or so to get some heat on it so it'll back out.
Yeah, that thing's really, it's
Very
microscopic
gnarly.
and it's burrowed in you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So there's a ring around. Tell them about
30%
the bullseye
of the
so they
people,
know.
yeah. So 30%, we were talking about this earlier. So 30% of the people who get bit, also the you don't, like, the tick has to be in your bloodstream or holding on to you for 24 to 48 hours for you to get the virus or get the bacteria transferred to your bloodstream. After 2 months, if you don't get it, like, you get the bullseye, 30% of people do. So if you don't get a bullseye, still freaking check, because like I got it and still my doctor didn't know what the hell was happening. So I went and, I was in the
So
ER.
the bullseye is like a little bit of a red bump in the middle. And then
Oh yeah.
kind of
Hey,
a
motorcycle
ring.
people, you're going to get bit by a tick one day. And if you do, please double check that you check your nooks and crannies always. But it's kind of like looks like a spider bite. That's what I Googled. And then I stopped Googling, and I wish I never stopped Googling, because I would have probably hit Lyme. Yeah. Lyme tick bite. And then I would have been like, oh shit, maybe it's Lyme disease. So
would that have mattered? Time?
Yes, it would have. Because guess what? Guess what? You have a 2-month window to get treatment. Because it's still in your bloodstream. After 2 months, this motherfucker gets into your cellular structure. It's just part of you then. Good luck getting it out. So that's why it's like the hardest thing to treat. I've had, my friends who have like cancer, who like stage 1 to terminal, and I'm seeing them get better and go back to their lives. And I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. You said it to us when we first met you, but you also say it on your website. The doctor's words to you were what?
Oh God. They're like, oh, it's a shame you don't have cancer, because we have a protocol for that. And I'm like, what? And I had just lost Kaylee, and I was like, the fuck are you saying? Like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to a human being. That's what I thought too, because, the limelight and all the funding and all of that goes to cancer. So, and cancer research. So we've got a one size fits all for most cases, of course not. Cancer fucking sucks and keeps taking people we love away from us.
Yep.
But yeah, what was I saying?
So back to the
window of time.
The window, that you just don't have time, and then you're stuck with something that'll slowly just start eating at your brain, your limbs, your extremities. fuck with your allergies, with your vision. Right now, you can't tell, but I have I can't see with my right eye. And I have like Bell's palsy in here, and my right eye is twitching, and my left side of the face has, trigeminal neuralgia, which is like a human just like getting a safety pin and just going at your face.
Huh.
It sucks. That's just some of the things that happen every day. And that hyperbaric oxygen chamber is one of my treatment protocols for chronic Lyme. So I do that every day.
So part of your, I mean, you've spent a lot of your own money, right?
Yes.
Insurance, what?
Oh gosh. Well, that money went away very fast because I was just trying to find answers and I didn't get any.
Yeah.
And I was, the normal shit. Like you go to doctors and they're like, it's in your head, girl. Here's some antidepressants. Here's this, here's that. It's really the best thing because like, honestly, I'll stop asking questions if I'm doped up. We all would, right? I'm not going to ask questions. I'll be like, oh, great. Life is great. Ooh, what life? I didn't have a life. That's fine. Cool. But it's so sad. But I'm like you said, I'm a fighter. So
yeah,
I was like, wait a second. No, doctor. No. So, I just kept on fighting and then kept on running out of money and losing income because that's very real. I can only work 15 hours a week.
Right.
Max, big max. Like if I'm telling you I can do, 1 to 3, got 1 to 3 good hours in a day.
Really?
Between 12 and 5 p.m. Like that's my window of functionality. After that, it's like I'm a zombie or I need a wheelchair or I collapse or all of that shit. And I try to exit stage right before that happens so that my community doesn't have to see me like that actually. Because it sucks. I don't want to see me
you
like that.
never would have known it when we were in Pioneer Town and you don't even know it now, And
that's why invisible illnesses really suck because people always, judge on, face value. They're like, oh, you're in a sling. Oh, you're in a wheelchair. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And you're like, but there's so many of us walking around just with our invisible illnesses, just, putting our brave face on and just because our moments that are they're so rare, the good times. So when they do happen, you're like, oh my God, I'm giving this my everything. And it doesn't matter if it depletes me. It doesn't matter if I'm going to be in bed for the next 4 days, which I was after the Harley shoot. I was done. Done. That was 10-hour day. Remember that was,
yeah.
And I couldn't even ride there. You guys rode. And I was like, that would have been me back in the day. I would have ridden and I'd be able to have 4 hours sleep and then be on set for 10 hours and then shoot again the next day and ride. And that was it. I miss that.
Well, we're lucky to have you here because we're taking up about 4 hours of your day by the time the drive up and back.
This is it. My
LA.
Oh gosh. It was really nice.
And this is what's great about having people in studio with us.
100%.
I mean, because you get the emotion, you get the love, you get everything that they're going. If you were on the other side of the screen, we would see you and hear you. We wouldn't feel it as good as we feel it here.
No.
So you can see comments on the side there.
Oh yes.
You've got a lot of people watching you. And
wow,
got
I love people watching me. Oh yeah.
Someone just said she's great.
Tom
yeah. Stewart.
Yeah, I paid that guy $2.
I know I'm great. I'm actually fabulous.
Well, you really are. I'm sure that you've actually changed the way some people think just here in the last 20 minutes.
Gosh, I hope so. Because you just can't. Nobody knows, babe, what anyone is dealing with. And that, if anything, people were like, oh gosh, God really, I'm a really faithful person. Not really like that, but I mean faithful as in God faith. I was like, wait, back up. I'm just kidding. No, I'm a really faithful person when it comes to faith, and that's one thing that's kept me going. And a lot of people ask, like, how? And I'm like, because
you have to.
And they're like, well, God, aren't you mad at him? He's dealt you this shitty deck of cards. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's a gift. There's so many days where I'm like, oh God, why didn't you just give me cancer and kill me? Why am I not, and I think about it. I had a really couple of rough days a few days ago. And I was like, why am I not with Kaylee? Why the fuck? Why? You get those moments because you're like, everything you took away holding a camera from me, God. You took You took me riding motorcycles. I was commuting. That's it. I don't know how to drive, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So motorcycles is my everything.
Do you know Aaron Baker?
Why does he ring a bell?
We had him on our show. We did a ride with him. He's
So,
a quadriplegic,
Recovering
Okay,
quadriplegic.
I don't know if I've met him. I think I've heard
but
of him.
he's
for
got
sure,
the
but,
fighter instinct, and he was paralyzed from the neck down, and the doctor said you'll have a hard time eating. Well, fast forward, he's married, he has a child. He's still a quadriplegic, but right now he just embarked on a tour around the world. He's riding his bike in every
He will be
country.
in 24. He's doing a
Yeah,
worldwide tour for
Oh my
over
God.
3
He-
years, I
he-
think it is.
he walked Death Valley. He rode a bike with his mom across the United States.
A bicycle.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
did I
bicycle.
miss this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So,
fucking-
but he has the same. I'm not going to quit, and I'm going to share my
drive.
story, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do. And he's done it, and he's doing it, and you're doing the same thing. And we meet these incredible
You shouldn't
people that-
question.
yeah,
And
Right?
the only reason I say that is because I think if you just step back a minute, take a breath, and think about how much good you've done, there's still good to be done, which is why.
Why
And
keep
unfortunately, he
striving, yeah.
afflicted you with you were afflicted with this devastating, painful, horrible, Lyme disease is just no joke. And it's not talked about. We were talking about, even the CDC hasn't done a lot of,
No,
it's just not
it took them how many years?
widely,
yeah.
talked about. And so, but I think his plan for you is to keep, inspiring people.
well, why did our paths cross? And now you're sitting in our studio.
Because you're telling more people.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly
like,
what's happening.
but it's like, you've affected our lives as well. You've done something in our lives that is going to change what we do in a good way.
Gosh, I hope so. Spank you both and no.
Right.
No, but like, guys, you see it. We see it. How many people do we lose every year? On our bikes, off our bikes, all of it. And I'm just like, I can literally feel the hourglass and the sand
Yep.
and the grains of sand literally fleeting. I can feel that. So I'm like, we got no time. Now. Like, now is the time. When's a good time? Now, motherfucker.
Right.
Right.
That's my answer for everything. Like, I'm not gonna wait. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm a procrastinator, but also like, health reasons also make me go like, oh, I can't. But
No, for sure.
And then you do.
and then I freaking do. And it's because I got community. It's because I have people who love me, who are holding me every step of the way. Big shout out to every single human being who has crossed my paths. I love you. I love you.
She means it.
Especially Gail
She
and
really
Ann.
means it.
I love you so much because I'm literally not able to sit in this seat and I would have given up a long time ago. So thank you because I'm still here.
Well, your energy's infectious, and I'm sure everyone that has met you like we have, I mean, you're not shy.
Hey,
Well, the first time we saw her, she ran across the parking lot
Yeah.
yelling
yeah.
like she knew. Like, do we know her? But-
Habibi!
yeah. She's our friend. What's your
Awesome.
name?
I was like, I don't know you, but you motorcycles, guys, motorcycles.
Well,
Wow.
it's a blessed community, and some of the people that were at that shoot, I mean, there was no pretentious people there. Everyone's getting along, having a good time, and I think that's when you really look back on things in your life, and service is super important. And if you're not serving others in a way that is good, you're not living life. You've got a lost life, I think. And when you can see the results of something that you've done, and you've got 30 million gallons of water in one particular place cleansed, that's not a small feat. And there's more than 30 million gallons because I'm sure you distributed way more bottles than that.
Absolutely, but also, like I did say earlier, it takes one person. That's just for the seed of it to be sown.
100%.
But it takes a village. It that's just it. I just end up being supported and loved and held by so many people in the community and people there that it's impossible if we are selfish or we don't do our part. Like each one of us, we have it.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't know what I'm doing on this planet if I'm not doing good shit. Like if
Right.
I'm not, I don't know why we're here. Why are we here? I mean, that's my answer.
Yeah.
Because we have to impact, leave something, but leave something good. I want people to be talking about shit like this, you know, that I do like long after I'm gone. You know,
Right.
I want people to be like, oh shit, you know that, oh Kiki, oh God, that crazy.
What did Benny say about Kiki? I saw his comment on there. It was just a minute
Benny
ago.
said, Kiki helps everyone. She gave me great inspiration getting through my motorcycle accident last year.
See, there's
Look how beautiful you look on camera right there.
Sam.
Whoa.
he is.
Is there a lag?
Only for you.
I love it.
Benny, I love you so much. And it's yeah, Benny will be coming on our trip, hopefully to Pakistan this year. You're on the spot now, baby. You're gonna have to come.
So how do you do a trip? Like
uh,
if you say you have a certain amount of time during the day and then you're tired, I mean, are you
well, I'm like on the back end, you know, just like I got my website for Rebels Tour. I'm working with the team in Pakistan and we're just like WhatsApping, sending voice notes. And we're like, okay, should we go there? Oh yeah, that place looks gorgeous. I haven't been before.
Gorgeous.
Okay, why don't you go like scout it before so there's no surprises?
right?
But like it's the road and it's the open road and it's, you know, the three giants. It's the Himalayas,
Yeah.
the Hindu Kush, and the Karakoram. Those are the biggest mountains in the world. And there's, you know, I mean, we're motorcyclists. We know that shit can go south real fast on a bike. And so, you know, you just go with the flow. And what were we talking about?
So I think what he was saying as well, like with how tired you get, and if you're doing a 5 or 6 day,
Oh, it's
like
it's
200
12
mile-
days, babe.
is
Like if we said, hey, ride to
Uh.
Arizona with us, we're gonna go on a trip with you.
I'll be like, sure, I'll be in the chase vehicle and then I'll just ride bitch for the rest of the time. Oh gosh.
So you're
oh.
saying it can happen.
It can happen. Oh yeah. Just dope me up and I've had friends belt me, like tie me with their belt around them
Really?
to ride. Yeah. There's no excuse.
no.
There's definitely no excuse.
No, but
You got to read Aaron's book because I think you.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I will. And I hope I meet him one day.
I
You
saw a guy, there's a deer lodge up in Ojai.
Mhm.
Speaking of belts, he was an HA guy. He comes flying down the canyon and just fishtails into the parking lot in Deer Lodge. And he had a little like 5-year-old on that he undoes his belt, lets the kid off.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like,
Dad of the
that
year.
was impressive.
Yeah. Well,
Was the kid front or back?
And back.
oh,
Because
God.
if they went down,
I
that
know, but
kid's
he
gonna be
totally
at the-
fishtailed, just skids.
Jeez.
Wow. Should take his license away to have kids. This
Yeah.
guy. It's like,
Wow.
oh gosh. But
Okay,
yeah.
so they can go to your website,
Mhm.
and how much is the trip?
The trip this year for everything inclusive. And when I mean everything, oh, honey, you do not lift a finger. You are taken care of, like hand and foot, bikes, fuel, everything, lodge, like accommodation,
Food.
everything, snacks, down to like, oh, we're stopped at the side of the road. I'm getting you. What snacks do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, cool. What are you drinking? What do you? Everything included. You don't have your stuff on the bikes. There's a chase vehicle. We don't even let you.
Flights,
Oh, flights are not.
Not
That's the only
included,
thing because
okay.
that's the only fluctuating thing in this world.
right?
But yeah, flights no, but everything else is included, and it's $3,650
That's
for
not bad.
12 full days.
Wow.
You get me for 12 days. Good freaking luck. And yeah, no, that's it's yeah. But you get, like I said, there's nothing. I've done a bunch of trips and tours in my life. And this is like, and I was like, what's missing? This is missing. This thing that, holy shit, we're every mile of the way. There's something, there's some
beautiful,
impact,
unique.
there's something unique. And
Yeah.
like, sure, we get that on the road, but changing someone's life, coming back the next year and seeing them and them being like, oh my God, first year impact, you impact 30 kids. You come back the year after, the school's bigger and they've been able to get more kids. You're those 5 wheelchairs turned into 18 wheelchairs.
Wow.
I got dudes who are the irony, but like he would wear like tire treads on
Yeah.
to not, hurt his like elbows, but that's what he would tie to his arms to like just carry his body.
Wow.
That was it. He's our age. Not your age, nuts. But
So he would drug himself?
Yeah. And I was like, holy mother of Christ. So we got him a wheelchair, and the first thing he says, he's like, babe, I'm gonna start dating now. And I was like, oh shit.
Right.
It was
Really?
yeah. He's
Wow.
like, that was his first thing because he felt
Oh
human.
my gosh.
Wow.
He finally felt like not alienated,
Yeah.
like a human being. Like
Yeah.
he can have a life like you and me. God, wheels are great.
Yeah, they are.
I want to go back to the Lyme for just a minute.
Absolutely.
So, because there's not a lot of study and a lot of support, what's the outlook for someone that has that debilitating disease?
Okay, so it's not really good news.
I understand.
So each human being is like has a different genetic code, right?
Right.
So it's not a one pill fix all like for many, like, oh, you got a headache. No, it doesn't work like that for every human. And it's so beautiful. Thank you to all the people who come into my life and share their story or someone they know who have Lyme and who's, been able to be in remission. Because you can't kill the freaking bacteria. It's a spirochete. It's a sister bacteria of syphilis. It's the same like spirochete bacteria. And it's like the master of disguise. Like I'm in awe of this bacteria because you got to learn about your enemies, right? If you want to know what.
100%.
Yeah. So I was like, what is this thing? There's just millions of it are just in me, in my ligaments, my what do you say? Oh la la. That's it. Now I'm changing languages. Ah, yeah. Like
Cartilage.
yeah, like in your muscle, everything, like
Nerves.
nerves, your brain.
Joints.
God, my brain. There's like already like my imagination's crazy, but sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm like, what? It's scary. But right now I'm at one of the best clinics. It's all holistic because, like I said, doctors didn't want to see me or hear about it. Like I call 6 doctors, guys, like infectious disease doctors, not just your freaking normal, doc. I called infectious disease doctors and I was like, hi, so I have chronic Lyme disease and I'd like to see you. And they're like, oh, sorry, no, we don't see chronic. Imagine being rejected every time. And I was just like, one time so I had an Indian doctor and I really put my heavy accent. I was like, doctor, if you don't tell me what's happening, I will kill myself. Like, you have to tell me because every doctor has said, no, please tell me. I don't know what to do anymore. And literally these people were like, they hit a nerve because obviously like, they're people. So I could have lost there. Okay. But anyway, they said, like, there's no money in it. Okay. Like, that's why we can't even see you.
Whoa.
They're like, you want to know? We don't have a pill for it. And what we have tried, which is the long-term antibiotic, made people's bacteria more resistant, which happened to me because I got treatment 4 years later. Little did I know. So there is a very heavy protocol for me. That doesn't mean it's your protocol, but I get like dialysis, ozone, different IVs every week, and hyperbaric oxygen chamber. And I have a very strict diet. I have so many supplements to take because my body doesn't absorb or break down, certain things. So, but I've tried everything. Well, nobody wants to live life more than I do.
No,
I've tried
we brought you on this show because you're a friend of ours and you have a GoFundMe as well. And so you're financing this out of your own pocket.
I did until last year.
Yeah. So if you can help with the GoFundMe, check out the link below.
Thanks,
and
guys.
Give a little bit of support there for one of our community members here.
I mean, it's serious. It's like $800 a week of out of pocket.
Right.
And because, like I said, the only solution doctors have is like, here's this antidepressant. Here you go. And that painkiller. And you're like, oh.
It's like, I don't want that.
I don't want that. Honestly, like I would look in the mirror and I wouldn't recognize myself. was like, where's Kiki? And I just lose myself. And I was like, this is not this, no. And I stopped fighting too then. Because like, of course I became complacent. And I was like,
Right.
What fight?
Right.
Sucks. So yeah, I've had like so much support. Like last year was when I got my diagnosis from the holistic center I go to. I mean, it's holistic. No, it's like not even holistic anymore. This shit is like everyone's doing it now, you know. So yeah, I go to Haltorf Medical Group in El Segundo, best Lyme literate doctor we have on the West Coast. Like I sit there and I feel so privileged in the treatment room because firstly, yay, I got access to this shit. And secondly, I have people who are there who are like from Ohio. Someone who just flew in from Peru.
Wow.
Another lady was just getting her SOT treatment from like, you know, Hawaii, you know.
What's SOT treatment?
Oh gosh.
Is that
So
where
that's
you
the
do the
gene
blood?
silencing treatment.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we're trying to, it's a cancer treatment. It started as a cancer treatment. And so they take there's a lab in Greece that does this. So all my Limeys out there, babe, if you're listening, SOT is the way to go because, okay, it's like, does cost a lot of money, but it's the most successful. So I was like, hey, I got the money on the GoFundMe. I was like, we're going with the most successful right now. I'm not going to like try the little stuff. You know, I'm like, I have the money. I'm not going to save it. I want to be better. So I'm going to do it. And so I did. I got, you know, this gene silencing treatment. So they, they changed the gene sequence so that it sends a message to each cell in your body. It takes 6 months cycle to do it because the bacteria replicates. It replicates.
Treadmill.
Yes, and it replicates with the freaking moon. Ow! It replicates. So yeah, 3 cycles of that. Hopefully, you're done with it. But yeah, each cell goes to the other cell and says, "Hey, Lyme, go to sleep, please." And then it goes to the next cell and says, "Hey, Lyme, go to sleep." So that's just it. My best chance, if at all, for this thing so far, is for it to become dormant.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's going to be forever. I will always have to be conscious of so many things, where I put my energy, which battles I fight, what relationships I choose to hold on to, what I don't. Those things are really important. I could be talking to someone and I'm like, okay, I got to go. Just like what? Exit stage right. Like seriously, because I just like, it affects me on a health level, like on a molecular level. I'm so sorry right now. This is affecting me on a molecular level. I got to go. But it's true. I'm just like, spare yourself.
What a character. And you call them your Limeys.
Yeah, they're my Limeys.
And is there a group that people can, I mean, you're at the holistic center, but is there a Limey group in all seriousness where people can chat and talk about? Or
there's gotta be.
There's gotta be, right?
Yeah, there has to be on Reddit, stuff like that. There's definitely people. There's so many groups.
Of some sort.
33 million people, honey. You know there's some
Gotta be
forum out
something.
there. And the CDC just decided like a month ago to be like, oh, we're gonna recognize this as a proper disease now. You're like, thank you so much.
I'm surprised. I thought this has been.
So it gets no funding. Lancet gets no funding. So that's where the problem's at. Because you're like,
Yeah.
they're funding
You think
everything.
they'd want
else.
to fund it and get rid of it. I mean, it's out there.
It's debilitating people. People are physically unable to do their jobs, their thing. They can't earn anything. I luckily, through my partner, I'm able to have a roof over my head. But I kid you not, I live on this, on the brink of Skid Row. I would be on Skid Row.
Yeah.
Or I'd have to go back to Pakistan and stay there, but they don't have treatment for Lyme.
No.
They don't even know what it is yet because it's spreading. It's everywhere now. So if people go, oh yeah, also please banish that whole thing about like, oh, it's East Coast. No, it's everywhere.
No,
So even in desert communities,
It's everywhere.
ticks
Yes,
are-
I got it in the high desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And it was a
They're
cattle
no
tick
joke.
because it has co-infections. You don't just get Lyme, baby. You get 4 co-infections or 5. Because it depends what the tick is carrying. It also injects that into your blood. So I have like 3-4 of them. So, fabulous. Thank you.
I mean, I've
And
seen
you
dogs
get
with
a
them,
good-
like, and you're looking at them and it's hanging on them and it's this big. And
Have you ever had a tick?
I can't remember or say if I have. I've seen them, but I've never.
Yeah, I've had a tick. Because we were in Utah. You're always out in the brush and
They just
they just boom.
I already
Dad's
told Courtney and Lance, watch your kids in your backyard
need
with the
to.
grass and
Yeah.
You're California.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Oh yeah. I got it. I can't leave today without saying this because it's important. It's about people who are getting Lyme without, this is like our community talks about it. So it's very like hush hush. I don't know why, but it needs to be out there. People are getting Lyme now because we don't check for freaking, what is it called when you get the blood? The
Transfusion.
Yes.
Transfusions.
people are getting transfusions. People are donating their blood
Oh.
and don't know they have Lyme because we check for AIDS, but do we check for Lyme? Not so much. So people who are like, literally are like, they're shocked. They're like, dude, I've just played video games my whole life on my sofa. How the fuck did I get Lyme?
Right.
And you're like,
Did you have any blood work?
Yeah.
lately?
like, did
Hospital?
so a lot of people are coming out with like, oh my God. And also you can spread it, like give it intrauterine to your baby. So it's not being talked about enough.
Were you saying it can be transmitted vis-a-vis sex as well?
Absolutely. If you're, God forbid you have a partner, it's long-term, like your one night stand is fine. Be out. Be out.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you're having unprotected sex with your partner who has also might have, might have a shitty immune system,
Mhm.
then they could get it. And they have. And I know people who have. And it sucks because now both of them got it.
Right.
So someone do something, please. I believe that the person who is going to find out what it is just graduating maybe from university, and they're going to find out, and it's going to be a woman, and she can figure it out because women rule. And I just got to keep hoping, and it's going to be okay. And then I'll ride again. And that's why getting the bike stolen, even though I can just ride a couple of miles a day. I work at the bike shed. It's like amazing. And it's
So
one
you
mile.
work there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm not just the good vibes manager just for fun. No, no, I work there, and I've been with them since 2015.
Really?
Since I was living in London.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Because
and
we met them. One of our good buddies took us down there and introduced us to them.
in
and-
London you went.
No,
to?
here.
Oh, you went to the
But
shed.
they
Yeah,
were
here.
They were here.
Yeah, that's my second home. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
always
It's a
there,
really
and I
cool
love it.
But
venue.
do you live near?
Yeah, like 0.8 miles.
So you're close.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know where I live now.
0.8 mile radius.
Yeah, so it's not a lot. I do black out on my bike. So it's probably best to keep my distances very short.
Right.
I stopped riding group rides because I don't want to be that bitch that,
Yeah,
crashes
sure.
and hurts anyone else. I can't have that on my conscience.
So are you in the chase vehicle when you do the Pakistan?
Some of the time,
Yeah.
yeah. Not all the time, but when it gets really hardcore dirt, which is like my freaking favorite. I go to Utah all the time. Like that's the best place for dirt and off-road. So I had
Wait,
missed it.
so you said blackout. So you could be riding and just pass out.
Yeah, and it's happened.
Do you know it's coming when you're going to pass
No,
out?
sir.
It just happens. Boom.
Yeah. And it happened luckily right outside the bike shed when I left when we opened. So it was April 2022. And it was right outside the gate. I was like super stoked. I just had like a great day and was just like leaving. And like next thing you know, like security is like picking me off the ground, picking up the bike. The bike's like tilt. And I was like, and it was
Wow.
that. And I was like, no, because that meant, you know what that meant.
Yeah.
That meant I can't push. And I have so much pain every day. And I can't twist the throttle. I can't. Like this, you gave me this and I love you for it. But I'm like,
It's too big.
if I drop this, I'm like taking my two hands. But yeah,
You should have said something.
I know. I'm still working through the shame, and the
There's no
guilt and
shame.
shit. I
Yeah.
can't even drink alcohol.
I know.
Sucks. So no, I mean it's great. I've never been a drinker, but yeah, drinking is like absolute poison to your body.
Yeah.
Anything is, honestly, like anything that'll hurt me, like too much sugar, anything like inflammatory stuff, anything, man. Those things, they just get riled up. It could be sounds. I could just have a frequency of something, and I'll be like, why am I having a flare up now?
Right.
It's because they're in tune with all of that.
Right.
These little
not
microscopic
you.
shits. It's not me.
It's those little guys
It's
in
not
there.
little shitbags. But yeah, so yeah, well, yeah, so writing, so that's why I can't. So I I just have the bike there, so I'm like, oh,
I
They're
can
they're
start
fun
the
to look
bike.
at.
they are. So no, it's fun for me to look at because I'm like, baby, don't go away. I'm gonna ride you one day. Like, baby, we've been through so much. I'm not gonna let you go. I'll be back in the saddle, and that's how it's always been. When I got T-boned a couple of years ago. Like that, I hadn't had an accident for 8 years of riding, and that too in like snow, black ice, all you name it, all of it. And then I come here. It's like, wow. Why traffic so bad?
LA,
So
baby.
bad.
The 405 to the 101 to the 134 to the
Look at
Florida.
the drivers. Oh my God. I wasn't even talking about the traffic. The drivers, honey. Oh my God. And I hit the ground. Someone stole my wallet.
Oh, geez.
Hey,
I know. I was like,
Wrong.
wow. Well, Tito, we ain't in Kansas anymore.
No, ma'am.
It's horrible.
They stole your wallet.
Yeah, while I was down, instead of being like, are you okay?
Right.
No.
Right.
It was like, what can I do to this human being who's already down on the ground?
Take their stuff.
$5.
They're so funny.
Some people have no conscience.
Well, it was beautiful because I think that day, that young girl, God, I love motorcycles.
I like the sound of that, right?
Oh, I do, y'all. But
I hope they can hear it on camera.
Oh, I can hear it.
oh, can
Big
you
time. That's
can
Paul.
you feel it?
Come on, Polly.
Oh, I love it.
But
yeah,
I've been on a bus driving through Egypt, and Egypt, and it was such organized chaos. I couldn't believe there was people walking. There was like cars, and I'm looking, going, a truck went by with dirt in it, and there were like 25 people on the pile of dirt, and it was like, I was blown away. I'm like, how do they do this?
this is how it happens. The first 2 days of like the Rebels tour too, everyone's like, what the fuck? And it's organized chaos. And
Yeah.
I tell people, it's pure chaos. And they're like, sell your tour to me. And I was like, pure chaos. If you ain't ready for it, don't come.
Well, you have
Seriously.
to think about it. There's 8 million motorcycles, generally speaking, in the U.S. There's 114 million motorcycles worldwide. So all of these other countries out there, that's primary mode of transportation.
Right.
And they're whipping around all over the place on scooters, bikes, anything that can.
And cars don't even hit them.
There could
Cars
be
are
5
like,
people on the same bike.
They
Stacked
just-
this way.
and you know what I
Mario
noticed though?
Kart. And you're like, how?
In that organized chaos,
Mhm.
no one's getting mad at each other. They're just flowing. You can cut a guy off and they're just like, hey, a perfect cut off.
Or they're like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
What's up, homie?
they're not mad. They're just crunching around
part
with
of
each
it.
other.
This
You know?
part of it.
interview is fire. Your friend, Don, is it Don?
Desma's a member at the bike share. She's the best. I love her. And she said I could go on her deluxe. She has a soft.
Oh.
It's like I'm like anytime.
Anytime you need a little 5-minute ride, an hour ride, half hour, you
yes.
tell us. Any one of us,
Oh
We'll
yeah.
we'll throw you on the bike and go for sure.
Guys, that's just the thing. Like, like even though I haven't been able to show up riding, like a lot of people who know me in the past 3 years don't know the old Kiki. I was
But she wants to
always on the
pilot,
bike.
too.
Oh, is it what?
You want to pilot, not just the.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the old
Good. I don't
Kiki
know
was
what's
like,
up.
but
Oh
the
god.
new Kiki's awesome.
Oh,
What was the old Kiki like?
I don't know.
I was
would have
telling
loved it.
telling
No.
Alisha on the way here. I was like, oh girl, people were stoked. I was sick. They're like, dude, I could not handle you before. Thank God.
That's when you know you have a true friend. They're honest with you.
They are.
Thank God you're down.
God, you got disease.
So I hear that she's driving you here to this show,
yeah.
and I see her painting signs on my son's business, and I'm going, that's cool. And then my wife tells me, oh yeah, she's driving Kiki. And I'm like, what? I mean, Lance told me about her, and she's like this incredible sign painter, and she's hired at Disney, the first woman ever. And it's like, I actually showed her my sign kit and stuff, but
Mhm.
the way we meet through stuff that you would never think. Awesome.
I mean, that's two wheels. We are all.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. We all have this common ground, this beautiful thing that unites us, but we're each one of us is like this beautiful encapsulated human being who is its own person, but we have this thing that brings us together, and I love it. I love
Had
it.
you met Dan before?
Dan Dan, the one who you just did one with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at Paradise Roadshow. Of course I know Dan. Wow. And oh gosh,
What a character.
he is. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
man.
he's fun. I think last time he was too drunk last time we hung out. So he
Oh.
probably doesn't remember, but it was really fun. And he is just, God, what a firecracker.
No, the greatest moment. I love that guy. The greatest moment. Dan,
Are you going to tell
myself,
us?
and Jochen are walking together in New Mexico. And all of a sudden Dan burped and we're this close. He did a loud burp and I went, I don't know why, but all of a sudden I just went, and your last name? And he ripped a big fart. And I'm looking at Jochen going, and Jochen's laughing and I'm going, what? I go,
Dan,
I love Dan.
that didn't happen.
Right away.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
and he was on key with your first name, your last name, the whole thing. Boom, nailed
Locked
it.
and loaded.
Such
Oh
a
my gosh.
character.
Yeah, I'm that person you can't take anywhere to.
Well, that means we have to take you there because we like those
Absolutely.
people. You know,
Oh,
So
gosh.
2023 ended like the best it could. You
Huh?
got your bike back. You got, I mean,
Like, what? Yes, absolutely. The best it could. Yeah. No, I had COVID too. That sucks. Also,
beautiful.
if you're sick, you could get someone else really sick who doesn't have an immune system, guys.
Mm.
And they could hurt really hard. You could send them to the hospital. They could also possibly die. I don't think I did. I could have died possibly or had really respiratory failure
But you're
if I
here.
didn't have.
You're here.
No, I could have had respiratory failure. But I have the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, so I was in my home because I had to. So that's where all the money's going. Just so all y'all know, it's I'm buying the machine off slowly,
Gotcha.
and it's $15,000 and beautiful.
Let's all
lady.
peel our wallets open.
Oh gosh, it's okay, guys. If you can't,
So you've got
we're all poor.
you've got
Yeah.
this trip planned in 24.
Mhm.
When is it?
We
So-
already have 3 people signed up. Benny's definitely coming now. That I have put him on blast. So that's 4 people. And it's in May. It'll be 12 days. And honestly, if you're ready to like have it's going to be the most meaningful trip. I mean, all trips are meaningful, but I mean it. This thing is going to change your life. Ask anyone. Hit up all my rebels. Honestly, all the rebels, the OG rebels. This is year 3, and it's going to be the best year yet. I'm working with a woman-led team as well, and just people who have soul and who also on their end, like we're doing such great humanitarian work,
Mhm.
for, like, and suicide awareness, because guess what happens when you have 97% literacy rate? We don't think about the shit that happens after. We cannot provide the resources for them to do anything with that education. So you got kids now, we never in history committing suicide because they have now all the knowledge and all the dreams and they can't do shit with it.
Mm.
So what do we do? So I've been racking my brain. If anyone knows, hit us up, hit Rebels up, come to me. We're always looking for people who have a craft or skill. Alisha, come on this trip. You can do sign painting with the children. Give them something. That thing, like we still do sign painting in Pakistan because that's, everything's 50 years ahead. I'm behind. But it's come. We'll be accommodated, and you'll be changing so many lives. And mental health is something that we don't.
Mhm.
It's shunned upon, as you know. Like, gosh, my daughter's not crazy. She is, but.
So any other big projects outside of that's a big project. So
Mhm.
any other things in 24 you're looking to do?
That takes a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of everything of me. It's my passion. It's everything,
Yeah.
honestly. And I want to be able to do a maximum. So I want as many people to come and help and to be a part of it, or just come and enjoy being treated like a king or queen in Pakistan too. And it's really inclusive, I as much as I support all women stuff, because we do
Right.
need a safe place. I love all the women. I almost know all the women you've had on this podcast. And we do need those safe spaces, but trust me, the men who come on a humanitarian motorcycle tour, they just have the best hearts, and they're basically women at heart. Okay. So don't worry, you're safe. You're safe.
No,
So,
I
yeah,
can't. I
I'm working
mean,
on that.
Everybody needs a mother really bad.
Yeah, it's such a nurturing
Yes.
trip, honestly. And it's
Everybody
that
needs
energy.
a mother really bad.
I remember that from the Peter Pan movie where
What?
he got mad and he said, "You need a mother really bad." And
That's
that
gonna
was
be
like,
my latest insult. You know what?
Oh,
but that's, you know, I
you
hear,
need a mother
I heard
really
someone the
bad.
other day say, it was on this video on Instagram, and it was like this lady was in a group of women and said, "We don't need men. Do we need men?" And I was thinking to myself, I love my mom. I love my sisters, my wife, my daughter, and granddaughters. And it's like, we need men and we need women. We need all of us because we work great together. And it was like, what do we have to put the divide in? No, we need women. We need men
We do.
of all kinds.
Absolutely. And that's why I like to have like no.
That's as political as we get.
Really
Yes.
good, because oh my god, like I got all my political shit out in the car before I got here.
Yeah, because
right,
if we got
Alisha?
political, I could go deep, and I would go deep, but we don't go there.
Yeah, you know,
No.
motorcycles and just
We go
all
for
the
the
good things that we
positive
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
This world is already shitty enough. So
Yes.
let's just do that, honey.
But it's shitty, but it's great.
Well, when
There's
we
a
have,
lot of greatness.
when we
And
have
that's what keeps us
gifts,
going,
Right.
honestly.
when we have guests on,
They're gifts.
I am a
They
gift.
are
I was like,
gifts,
bitch, what?
know,
Caleb, you're
because
looking-
we like to hear the stories of everyone, and it's not about us. It's about your story, and it's about sharing that with people. And we've had many female writers on,
And we love it.
and that's our way of also trying to support and say, don't hate, enjoy, watch, see how badass these people are,
Support.
and they're people, they're motorcycle riders, it's our community, and so we embrace it wholeheartedly. And if we can showcase a cause that's something near and dear to us, one of our first kind of, I would call it professional podcasts we did, lives that we did. We had a guy come in that rode around the country, grew his hair for 4 years, and he cut it off, raised money, $30,000 for wigs for kids. We had him in the studio. We had a
He cut his hair.
hairstylist come out,
That's amazing.
chopped his hair. We had the CEO up on the screen, and all of a sudden our viewers start donating money. It was like, wow. Yeah, it was so cool.
Like the wheel. Just keeps
But I
going.
think that's when we started, because we would do it ourselves, and I think that's kind of when we started going, that was really inspirational, very cool. And we need to find guests. That's what we need to do. And that was our quest, is to find great people to share their stories. And we appreciate you coming in today, because LA to here is not always the easiest ride, but
For
to
her
have
it
you
is.
show up
Yeah,
today.
I don't know how to drive, baby.
Sorry.
VIP. Very important Pakistani. Go.
But it's important. And I think, today, I think we're going to get a lot of great feedback on you being as vivacious as you are with having an affliction like you have, because you're not showing it. And I think that's the strength of someone as well. Like, you're not saying I'm down and out. You're saying I'm going to kick some ass, and that's who I am. And I'm going to go forward. And you just said it. I can't wait to see me back on that bike.
Just like Aaron said, and you're the same way. It's like he said to us, we'd be like, "You're so positive, you're so energetic, you're so this," and he goes, "Well, how do you?" And he's like, "No, it sucks. I battle every day. I know what's going on, but I have to share goodness with, same."
You'll have to watch that series.
Oh,
I mean, it
you said there's
became
a book also.
Yeah,
we may
Rebellious
have one.
Recovery.
Do we have one here?
It's got the word rebel in it. Oh yeah.
So he's got
we'll
he's
have
got
to
a
see.
book. There's a Netflix documentary, or is it Amazon or something like that?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Coming to my senses. We've got a probably 6-episode series podcast.
You'll
all
love
that.
this though. When he was in the hospital, laying there paralyzed, just within the first week or whatever, his sister came in and painted every toenail a different color, and he was mad. Why are you doing this to me?
I can't move.
But he
What are
when
you
she
doing?
left, she's like, "Yeah, whatever," and left. He started channeling the colors up his legs, into his brain, into his heart, and it actually, a month later, he started, "Doctor, look, red."
I don't know if it was a
The
month, but
neural
it
pathways
was
are-
later.
They can be fixed. The neural pathways are just like unbelievable.
So,
But he was
Oh,
he
wow.
was
And
so
the strength,
mad
the
at her.
strength.
And then we met him only because we had 2LaneLIVE. We were
Right.
up doing a bike night for Mulholland Harley. and he was there, and one of our friends introduced us to him, and we're like, we got to ride with you, because he's built this trike that's insane, like Mad Max. So we ended up getting a ride going. We had a chase vehicle. His mom and wife and daughter and everyone was there, and we rode up to his hometown in Carmel and back, and it became a spiritual journey, not a ride, because this man would be wearing headwinds, and he's tucked in underneath, and he's like, and he's got a 3/4 face helmet, and you pull up on him, and he just a smile every time.
He's got your vibe.
Oh gosh,
You know.
I feel like we're already friends.
You are.
It's
And mind you, he's got his hand in a glove that he's put Velcro on to hold on to the throttle. So
He
he's just
straps it.
ripping, he's smiling, he's got his
That's
sunglasses
it.
on,
He-
you know.
chicken wings.
What a guy.
Because he
Mhm.
pulls the thing and it straps his hand,
And so just
and he
with his
moves the
thumb.
throttle.
But he'll walk in here with a cane. And he can't walk, but he'll walk
he'll
in here
do it.
with a cane.
Living legend.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff. I mean, we've had people call us and say, my father watches your videos every Saturday. He just died of cancer. Can you guys come to the funeral? You know, it's just changed our lives. The 2 wheels and meeting the people has made our lives completely different into what we're doing on a daily basis, and how we built a store to support what we're doing. And we have great sponsors, but we have people that have made us not quit. It's like, we can't now, because this community gives back to us.
I'd quit tomorrow.
You know, it gives back to
Yeah,
us
we
so
need that.
much.
Mm.
We're full because of it, you know.
But this device, I hate it.
God, I know. I
I
was like, has it been 30
hate it.
minutes yet? No.
But
No, I like it though, because I
Sorry,
hey, you guys,
guys.
check
But-
this picture out of Kiki right here.
Yeah, stars, we gotta go.
But the really cool part about it is it's helped us get the inspiration out. It's helped get us back inspired. We have people here at least once a week come in from different countries, and they want to take a picture and they want to see the story. It's not just a local thing. It's become this really interesting 4 years, and it's not been 4 years of work.
What about that
It's been
kid?
4 years of inspiration, and
Tell me about the
The
kid.
one
Yeah.
story, the child that reached out to you, that
Oh, Chris.
he's probably like
right?
8, 15 or 8, whatever, and his dad took him riding all the time. Well, they went down, and the dad died.
yeah, Christopher.
But the kid reached out to us and just said, and he's disabled and he's challenged, but he had a conversation with Galen, just like, you guys changed my life, and my dad rode and did stuff because he watched your channel. And
Are you serious?
you know, I don't know if there's
They were
That's just
meeting,
it.
I think they were meeting their brother on the other side of the park or something. And he was the passenger on his dad's bike.
Yeah.
because
It
he
was a
couldn't
whole-
ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
But he lived on the back of his dad's bike.
Yep.
Right.
That was his way of riding, and
It's really special what you do. Thank you, because like connection is everything, and that's
It's-
what you do.
but
You're
it's
the
special what you do.
facilitators. You guys are facilitators in it, and when you meet the like-minded people like that, it clicks immediately.
well, he texted the other day and said, he actually ended up winning one of our drawings. It was a surprise. It wasn't a winning or drawing, right?
Yes.
But he got the surprise. So I texted him and I said, you won't believe this. You got the surprise. He's like, wow, I can't believe it. I'm going to get a Harley sweatshirt. And he's like, but I feel like I need to slap my stepmom. And I'm like, get the sweatshirt. Don't slap your stepmom.
How about that?
And he texts back and he goes, okay, I won't slap her, but I kind of feel like I should. And I'm like, don't do it, Chris.
Oh, good. See, setting a great example
Yeah,
right
it's-
there.
oh,
Good boy.
Fantastic.
Oh no, but it's been really, really, really beautiful to bask in your company again. And
Well, it's
And
been
to
an
let
hour and
me-
a half.
good Lord,
And we usually go an hour.
gosh, I'm not sorry. Oh, I'm never sorry. Oh, holy shit. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time to go home. Oh gosh, I'm so tired, but this was worth all my spoons. You wake
With-
up with a couple of spoons. People who are like,
Oh, I thought you meant spooning.
oh gosh, there's that one too. You need spoons in your life. but spoons. You wake up with a couple. So if you're a chronic illness or like mentally challenged or anything, you have a certain amount of spoons. It's the spoon theory if you do want to check it out. But you kind of wake up with the amount of spoons that you can use, and like brushing your teeth is maybe 1 spoon. Maybe, you know, loading the dishwasher is 3. Going to work is 5. So, you know, I woke up with a good amount of spoons today, about maybe 15, and I think I'll still have 3 left.
I hope you have 5 left.
Do you want to stick your head in
I
and
think
say
I just
hi?
used it. Get over
Here.
here.
Here, you can just roll up.
come
right
Just
there.
get right in the middle here. so
Yeah.
you can-
Oh my God, Lord.
I don't know if that mic's on or not.
Hi.
I feel like she
It'll
got
pick
a
up.
hat.
Yeah.
Introduce your wonderful
Oh.
friend here.
Hello.
This
No.
this is Alisha, guys.
Hi.
Alisha like militia. That's like the first thing she ever
Whoa.
said to me.
She rides, right?
Yes, she
Yes, I
does.
do.
She rides.
She rides.
She's a sign painter, so we have something in common. And she also is the first female ever hired at Disney, right?
Yeah, for the sign
In
shop.
that sign shop.
In the
Awesome.
sign shop.
I mean,
Yeah,
they've hired
yeah.
more females.
Yes.
but-
in the sign shop. Yes.
And she's young and single.
Oh,
What?
And I'll tell you,
Facts.
she's awesome.
Thank
I
you very
mean,
much.
You know.
Yeah.
Motorcycles, guys. Should I say more? No.
And I really found out this is how this community works. She is actually over at my son's company, Thrash and Supply, lettering. Am I allowed to say this on?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's lettering some artwork on the wall in the lobby there. So
Yes.
I heard about that and I'm like, wow. And then I heard that she's bringing Kiki here and I'm like, wow, this circle's
So
tight.
small.
so you work at Disney. Do you also do freelance stuff? Do you have a website or anything that you use, or do you do projects?
Right now, mostly Instagram, but
What's your Instagram?
it's
No, she doesn't need to talk, bro.
I'm just wondering. She can turn them down.
No, yeah, turn them down. You know, who knows? Maybe
Well,
Elon
someone's
Musk
gonna drive
needs
her
you to
around.
fucking like custom paint a Tesla.
Oh, I see now what you're saying. She's got to drive you
Yeah,
around.
she needs.
Oh,
Selfishly.
No, no.
She needs a
I'm
driver.
just kidding.
Yes. Yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's a little bit. It's. I'm gonna have to spell
Spell it.
it out. ALICJAPLZ. For Alisha Palachek.
Oh shit. That
Dude,
was.
you could
Yeah,
get
I
that
was
over
like,
there.
I was like.
I think that's probably
That's
it.
what everyone thinks.
But I bet if anyone went to Kiki's, they could find you through her Instagram.
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
yes,
She
they-
donated.
there it is,
Yeah, I
right there.
donated for the
Oh,
fundraiser.
there it is.
They already
There's
got it
me.
up there for
Hello.
you.
So
Hi,
here's
everyone.
two crazy, awesome people that are in our
Yeah.
studio here with
Thank you
our
for having
crazy
us.
guys.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
I love you.
Both of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having
Love
us.
you as
This
well.
is so fun to
yes,
watch.
we love you.
With that, we'll see you
Thank you, Josh.
down,
Down
the
the
road.
road.
Absolutely. For everyone watching and listening, don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com and check out all the links, all her stuff. So we'll see you,
Yeah.
you know, down the road.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.